It is early September and Bubby and Carrie are in 10th grade. All seems to be going well for them. However,
Hello? Mrs. Smith, I am afraid I have some bad news for you. Last night, someone set fire to our church. Someone? You mean you know already it was no accident? I just finished talking to the police and the fire department. They have clear evidence it was arson. Our house of worship is ruined.
an hour earlier,
So what caused the fire? And how bad is the damage?
the sanctuary was completely destroyed and the main lobby also suffered heavy damage. The front door of the church was clearly broken in two and the fire was started in 4 locations, and at all of the locations a chemical accelerant was used, most likely gasoline. This is clearly a malicious case of arson.
I can't think of anything more despicable than burning down a church. I and the others in the local police department will begin an investigation immediately. This will have our top priority. If the arsonist lives in this town, we will get him. Thank you, officer. I will begin making calls to inform the church members. So that is the situation we are facing. I understand that you used to use the Tuscany Tavern as the meeting place for your Unitarian Universalist Fellowship services. Could we meet at the restaurant again? Sure. I will call Lucy, my restaurant's manager, and let her know. She will want to be at the service too.
The following Sunday,
I wish to thank all of you for coming to this location on such short notice. If you have questions about what happened, I will try to answer them. Do they have any suspects to this act of arson? Not yet. We don't even know if it was a local person or someone from a different city. How long might it take to rebuild the church? At least a couple of months. The church did have an insurance policy that included arson, so we should be compensated enough to begin reconstruction in a few weeks. We just have to find a trustworthy contractor.
the construction company I work for can offer you a good deal. I will ask them about it. I'm just glad no one was injured or killed in that fire. As long as the people are intact, we still have a church, even if the building is destroyed. It is far easier to replace property than people.
You say you have evidence about the church being burned down last week?
I do. In fact, someone actually attempted to hire me to do the deed. I may be a drug dealer, but I do not burn down church buildings. That's insane.
And what is this evidence you have to provide?
I use an app in my cell phone to record the conversation I had with the man who asked me to burn down the church, just in case. Listen to it.
I am willing to pay you $500 to burn down the Unitarian Universalist Church in that town. I will even provide you with gasoline to use to make sure lots of damage is done before the fire is put out. I want those traitors to be punished for abandoning me and the Southern Baptist Convention.
I don't see how burning down a church building will help anyone, so I will decline. And I make plenty of money with the jobs I do.
Oh my God. That voice sounds so familiar. Here, let me show you a pic of a man I know.
Yes, that is the man I met with. After I heard on the news that the church was burned anyway, I figured that either he hired someone else to do it or he did it himself.
Thank you for coming forward. Looks like I will be arresting that bastard again.
I doubt it. He's serving at a church in Oklahoma City. That's where I met him.
Then we just get the FBI involved. Let me make a copy of that file in your cell phone, along with your contact information, so you may be called to testify once Reverend Dave Owen is brought to trial.
As long as I am granted immunity from prosecution for any other crimes, I will tell the court what I know to get this nutcase put away. By the way, do you know someone in this town named Sandy Smith?
Why, yes. She owns a restaurant in town called the Tuscany Tavern.
So that's what she did with her ex-husband's money. Maybe I should go and eat a meal there before I return to Tulsa. I manage a nightclub there.
Well, I already knew Reverend Dave Owen was despicable. He once tried to get this restaurant shut down, but to destroy a church just because he'd been fired from it. What an egomaniac. Anyway, what would you like to eat, Mr. Watson?
Just call me Jack. And I will have some chicken Alfredo, a loaf of seasoned bread, and a glass of white wine.
Sure. I will handle your order personally.
Thank you. Oh, and Mrs. Smith, next time you are in Tulsa, feel free to stop by my nightclub. We can serve you drinks on the house.